Problem 4, exercise 1516 in your textbook, is all about return on investment, ROI, and residual income. I hate to keep beating you up on these finance topics, but these are the two that you may need to deal with in industry. They're the common ones. So I need to remind you, and you can get this right out of your textbook, return on investment is operating income divided by sales times sales divided by operating assets. This is operating income divided by sales is called margin, profit margin, operating margin, sales margin. Anything you see the word margin, it's income divided by sales. Turnover is sales divided by operating assets, okay? Return on investment is also sometimes, and these are all the same formula, it's just various incarnations, just doing some algebra and moving pieces around. They're all the same thing, okay? So, if you're not comfortable with this, write it down, have it on your cheat sheet. So let's go through and look at the pieces they're asking us for. They're asking for return on investment, which is margin times turnover. Then they're asking us for operating assets. So they're asking us for this piece over here. So we have turnover. They give us the turnover, right? Yeah, they give us the turnover, 2.2. So we have turnover equals sales divided by operating assets. That's this piece. Okay, so all of this is based on just taking this apart and using the various pieces. And of course, because it's a textbook, you have to just sort of wander through all the accounting bull to get to the information you need. Then what do they ask us? Operating income. Operating income, again, operating income is another word for profit margin. Operating income we got right up here, okay? And operating income divided by sales is margin. So to get the margin, we have to take the operating income. So to get the so we start with margin. And we're given the margin, and that's income divided by sales. Okay, that's the margin, income divided by sales. And then they ask us the residual income. Well, we have to figure out what the income is, and then we just subtract the 8%, the desired rate of return, okay? So, let's go through and do those pieces. We've got all the pieces, and just to residual income is income minus desired rate of return. That's income. And again, I hate to beat you up with this. This isn't a finance course, but these are ways that you could well be evaluated as senior managers. And I don't want you to be in the dark when someone says, Bob, your residual income didn't meet our threshold. I don't want you to look at him or her and go, what are you talking about? It's the only reason I'm beating you up on this piece, I promise. Okay, so we've got those pieces. Let's put them in. I've already got them written down in there. So our operating profit margin times our turnover. They give us the profit margin is 8%, and they tell us our turnover is 2.2. So just doing the math, 17.6, or our return on investment, our ROI, is 17.60%. Then they want to know what our investment in operating assets is. Okay, so that we're going to use turnover for that, and we're going to take our sales, which they give us, and divide by our operating assets to see if we can come up with that. But they don't give us the operating assets directly. We have to work on that. So let's see what pieces they give us. They give us the turnover is 2.2. That equals our sales. Did they give us the sales? 605,000 divided by our operating assets, and that's what we're looking for. Okay, so all we need to do is do a little bit of algebra, and what we'll do is we'll divide. First we'll multiply both sides by x. That gets rid of this. X times 2.2. And now we'll divide both sides by 2.2. And this is basic algebra. This is 6th grade stuff. You probably have forgotten it. Most of us have. Go dig up Cheggs or Math for Dummies. I prefer Math for Dummies. I hate the title, but I like the book. It works. Or at Khan Academy. You don't have to become mathematicians. Just have to remember a couple of basic algebra steps. And then when we divide 605 by 2.2, we find that our operating assets are 275,000. And then it wants our operating income. So again, we're given our profit margin is 0.08. That equals our operating income, which is what we're looking for. So we'll call that X. We could call it Y. We could call it Z. We could call it anything we want. Divided by 605, which they do give us, which is our sales. And what we need to do here is simply multiply both sides by 605. And we come up with our operating income of 48,400. Now, don't freak with the math. Go buy Math for Dummies. Go download the formulas from Cheggs or from... You can do this. It's regular math. It's just that you haven't done it since 6th or 7th grade. Now, our residual income is what we actually earned 48,400 minus our desired rate of return is 10%. Times our average operating assets, 275. So 48,400 minus 27,500. Our residual income, 20,900. It is not impossible math. Have that on your cheat sheet. Understand what each piece means, where it goes. Because you will run into return on investment or residual income as an evaluation at some point in your career. And I really don't want you to be either stunned, dumbfounded, or just off-put by it, because it's not difficult.